Hey, what's going on? This your boy Lawrence Kane Jr., financial coach and host of the Abundance University podcast. Thanks for tuning in to another episode, man. It's been a little minute. I've been building. I've been getting my mind right and trying to get my body right, man. So definitely appreciate you all tuning in to another episode, man. I'm very excited. As I'm recording this, the new book, you see it, Money Seeds, 15 Business Principles, man, is out right now. Very excited. We're actually a week away from our book signing. So if you're listening to this before March 15th, you definitely want to pull up to Black Coffee downtown, 824 Elm Street. Shout out to the Black owned family. We are looking at having just a very good event around the book, man. So not only just, obviously highlighting the book, but talking about how do we build our businesses for ultimate growth, which is we want to be able to hire people in our communities. So that's going on, man. Shout out to the Ohio Media School. I've been doing some work there, actually teaching podcasting. So just very thankful for that relationship that we have going on there. And man, I can't put it on the video, but man, last week, literally a week ago, man, I tore something in my foot. So I've been kind of down, man, and it really got me to talk about what we're talking about on today's episode, which is one of the principles in the new book. It is don't let your limits limit you. So as we continue to, get after our financial goals, you literally cannot let the limits limit you. You may not be able to make more money right now, but that doesn't mean that you can't put money towards paying off your debt, or you can't invest in a class that you can go to. There's a lot of free resources that we have at the tip of our fingers that can help us get to our next level. So when I say don't let our limits limit us, or I really mean that, because far too often we'll make excuses on why we can't get to the next level. We'll say things like, man, it ain't enough hours in the day. Well, let's look at your day. Like what's stopping you from executing, right? Oh man, I only get a 30-minute lunch break. You can do a lot in 30 minutes, right? Some calls, it's actually good that you have a time limit, because you can actually get to the point without feeling like you're rushing that person. You can say, hey, I just wanted to really touch base with you. I'm on my lunch break, and XYZ, whatever you're trying to get done, whether you're trying to renegotiate some contracts with people you need to pay off. If you have a business, that may be where you following up with a potential prospect or client, right? Like there's so many things that you can do in 30 minutes. I would recommend getting the book. It's called Getting Organized. If you just type that in on Amazon, I think the first couple of books that pop up is the one I'm talking about. I really don't know the name of it right now. I might need to research it. I'll try to put it in the show notes for sure. But ultimately, guys, we just have to get after it. You have to be on a certain level of execution if you want to get to those goals. Again, there's 24 hours in a day. So it's not that you have a time management issue. You have a self-management issue. What time are you waking up? What time are you going to sleep? And what are you doing while you're up? From a health perspective, you have 15 to 20 minutes to do a good workout. You don't need to be in the gym for an hour, right? When it comes to paying off things on our credit, or just paying off debt, like you have an extra $5, $10 that you can put on the debt to really just get it started. Again, you don't have to, put this big chunk of money onto the debt in order to make an impact. Those small ones add up, and we're in March. So if you start doing things now towards your financial journey, the sky's the limit. And you look up in December. Again, I always base my year off of what do I want to say I accomplished on December 31st, in this case, 2020, right? So what do I want to say I accomplished? How much debt do I want to say I paid off? What do I want to have as far as my business? And then I'm just working on it. I was fortunate enough, that I was in a business program since last year, towards the end of last year, and we're graduating April 2nd, and it really taught me how to break down my business as far as seasons, as far as quarters, if you will. Whereas like I know I do a lot of things in my business, but what should I be focused on for the first quarter of 2020, the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter, and then work my way back to where I'm at now. Again, we're in March. I'm working on things for the summer right now. I'm also day-to-day stuff, obviously trying to get one-on-one clients. But at the end of the day, I'm also working on what I want my summer to look like. We have the Build a Biz program that we're trying to launch, and that requires me to do work now so I can get ready for June. So you just have to get to a point where you're doing things that will benefit you now, and you're sowing the seeds that'll get you to the harvest that you want later. Right? That's the whole premise of Money Seeds. It's not about just getting stuff right now. It's about setting yourself up for a year, 3 years, 5 years down the road, that the things that you're doing now, the relationships that you're cultivating now, is going to be beneficial, and you're going to be able to use that as leverage for whatever you're trying to do. Again, your goals are your goals. That they normally don't change, right? People have the same goals almost every year if they don't hit them. So now it's like, I need to have the right action plan. And you have to work within your limits. You have to work with the resources that you have, the relationships that you have. And if you feel like you need more, then you just need to do more. It ain't about having more, like having access to more. It's about, what can I do with what I already have? And that's how we get to the next level. So I challenge you, if you're listening to this on the podcast, or if you're watching this on YouTube, I want you to really write down, where do you really want to be in 30 days? What can you do from now, as you're listening to this, as you're watching this? What can you do right now that and for 30 days, what can you commit to that will get you closer to your goals? Again, it may be simple costs. Some of you may need to reduce some expenses. You've been talking about you gonna call ADT. You've been talking about you want to call your internet company because you tired of paying for cable. You ain't did it yet. You just letting them rack it up. If you got a membership to a gym that you ain't been using, if you don't go to the gym at least 3 times a week, cancel the membership. Like, it doesn't benefit you to be spending $10, $20, $30 a month, and that can be going towards debt. That can be you can be investing that money into some online courses on Udemy or Teachable that can get you more skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was literally just sitting down with one of my clients, and she never heard of Udemy. They had a sale right now that she can learn. She wants to start a bookkeeping company. Literally, it's a course on Udemy right now, and they was charging $12. That's what people paying for a gym membership. So what's the excuse? What, like, literally $12 for a course that she could take in 3 hours. It was a 3-hour course that she can buy for $12 that would teach her how to start and launch a bookkeeping business. Again, we ain't in 1995. We ain't in the year 2000. We're in 2020. Access. We got access to everything. You have everything you need to get everything you want. So you can't let your limits limit you, and you definitely can't make that as an excuse on why you ain't where you want to be. You got to work at it, and you got to sow those seeds, man. So remember that the limits that we have in our life, part of it is our fault. We worked our way into these limits, right? Whether you work a certain job, you got kids like I do, you're a member of certain organizations, like it is what it is. But you got to work around that and work on freeing yourself up. It's a lot of things, a lot of decisions that I got to make over these next 30 days that's going to help me over the next 3 years. But I'll be releasing those in later episodes. But at the end of the day, I know what I want, and it's up to me to get it. You know what you want. It's up to you to get it. Ain't nobody going to give it to you. And you just got to be real with yourself, man. So again, man, that's all we got today. I thank you for tuning in, man. I really hope you benefited for this. Again, for those who have limits or feel like we all have limits. You just can't let that limit you. You got to do the work. You got to figure it out. And again, if you wake up an hour earlier to get 30 minutes knocked out, that's an extra, 30 minutes a day. But over time, those are hours that you get that you can now put towards something. All right. So remember, financial success that happens on purpose, and success does not visit the lazy. God bless.